looking southeast down the Sioux line that was laid by CP in 1893. Busy Highway 39 off to our right. It's Saturday, July 16th, 2016, about noon. And this is Milestone, Saskatchewan, right on the edge of the Glacial Lake Regina lake bed, stretching to the north and to the west from here. This rail line was laid right along the edge of it, from Pasqua on the main line near Moose Jaw down to Portal on the boundary, and connected with the American side of the Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Sault Ste. Marie Railway. Canadian Pacific began passenger service on this stretch of railway on September the 24th, 1893. You could get down to Chicago from here. For years there was only one station on the line, and that was at Milestone here. It was a barny-looking affair set perpendicular to the tracks on the north side of the line, right in there. Looking west, the elevator stood on the left. There was 6 of them by 1911. On the corner occupied by the Pink Town Hall there stood the Hotel Imperial. The station stood right here. CR would have been standing on the platform, mile 46.9 from Pasqua. The Hotel Milestone would have been completed just before or just after the Great War. You can see where it had a veranda partway around the side there, covered veranda. CP calls this its Portal sub, and Weyburn is about 38 miles southeast that way. Oh, looks like a new wound on the side of the municipality building on the corner of Main Street and Prairie Avenue. The big General Merchants Mitchell's stood on the corner there, Buttons Meats beside it. The post office was opened on May the 1st, 1900 by Walter G. Turner, named for C.W. Milestone, the construction superintendent of the Sioux line. The BC Cafe stood in here, Massey Harris dealership. There was the garage there. There was the Deluxe Cafe somewhere in town, Canada's largest small restaurant, seating 10,044 at a time. You could get a T-bone steak for $1.15 at the Capitol Cafe. You could stay at the hotel for $2.50 for a single room in 1953. It still had its veranda in 1939. The Barney Old Station was replaced by a Western Line Station A3 in 1927. It's been sold off. Co-op has been active here since late 30s, I think. There was livery stables and blacksmith shops and general merchants, false funds all along here. Jones Hardware, nice new Masonic Lodge. The L&B store might have stood on this side of the street, or that might have been another name for Mitchell's. The Bank of Commerce was built sometime in the 1920s there on the corner, Legion across the avenue looking northeast. And across Main from the hotel, the town was incorporated August 15th, 1906. It had become a village March 14th, 1903. Just moved the cenotaph down from the Legion block north. Palace Hotel stood here until the mid-20s, when it was replaced by a great big town hall, I guess. This is Treaty 4 territory, and the first newcomers here were ranchers following the Moose Jaw River in the mid-1880s. Well, you don't get the bank in Milestone anymore. Most of the town site of Milestone was laid out by the Canadian Pacific, so it's perpendicular to the rail lines. Main Street runs southwest, northeast. We're looking northwest up Prairie. United Church is a block down that way. The cenotaph stood where the little bushes are beside the Legion. Milestone's population totaled 244 in 1906. In the census year of 2016, you will find that there's almost 700 people here, an increase of 12% over the last 10 years. Regina's only 50k away on real good highways. And the Alliance Church is occupying that building now. By 1907, North Star elevator stood on the right and the International elevator on the left down there. There was 9 built here in total over the years.
That was a what? A grocery store?
Yeah.
And who owned it?
Vegas and Malt.
Oh.
Two Jewish families.
I'm not sure when the municipal building was built, but the RM shares the town hall down at the corner of Railway and Main now. Don't know what's in store for that building. Looking back up towards the Alliance Church. And just kind of across from there is St. Aloysius. The congregation predates 1920, of course. But that's when this edifice went up. All welcome. Rock does accept. Corner of Martin Avenue in Maine. Looking down Prairie towards the municipal building. This is Coteau Street. And this is the site of the Presbyterian Church from bygone days. I'm not sure whether the original structure hides in there or not. United since March of 1925. And over on 5th Street at Winnipeg Avenue is this little structure, maybe commemorating what I think to be an Anglican church. It was right across 5th behind us. On the east side of town on Prairie, this is the elementary school. Behind it to the south would have stood the big old two-story, 4-room brick building that was built likely in the 20s. Across Prairie Avenue is the new high school undergoing renovations. And flying among the puffy prairie cumulus on a mission today. Settlers broke the first sod around here in 1896, and from 1900 on, Ontarians and people from Great Britain, the United States, and Europe flooded into this countryside. Some of this lake bottom soil was really productive, and the whole region boomed.
Milestone.
Was there a bakery?
Not that I recall.
The red and white store used to be in the butcher shop. Oh.
Well, where the butcher shop is.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, I see. It's a different building. Oh.
or the same building, I think.
Yeah.
And the drugstore was the tall white one. And this here, that was a garage.
Looks like a garage.
Yeah, and it was a Ford dealership. Over was a blacksmith shop. And for a while it was a General Motor dealership. And back in that other street too, they had a big stable. People come in with a team of horses, had to have some place to park them.
Original hotel?
Yeah, I think so. When I was a kid, you had suites in the hotel, like a lot of the school teachers and the dentists and the doctors. Well, dentists and doctors didn't live there, but they had their practice in there. And of course the beer parlor and the pool room and the cafe.
The fun places.
Yeah. When the fireworks were on in Regina, a few people would go up above the hotel and they could watch them. I was never invited.